All right, 10 business ideas in 10 minutes, all of which you can start with just a laptop, a smartphone, and less than $100. But before we get into it, here are a few ground rules. Rule number 1, these are online businesses, so they must not rely on physical products or physical locations. Rule number 2, all of these businesses must fall into one of these 3 categories: health, wealth, or relationships. Rule number 3, all of these businesses must solve a very specific problem or serve a very specific community of people. And finally, rule number 4, all of these businesses must be able to be started with less than $100, so you don't need an office space or any employees. You can start it right at home. If you like this video, do me a favor, hit the like button, and if you have not already, subscribe to the channel, and let's get into it. All right, first up, let's start with health-based businesses. Number 1, a bodybuilding competition program. If you're super fit and you're into bodybuilding specifically, you could start a competition training program. Competitive bodybuilding is one of the biggest industries in the fitness space, and there are so many people who are looking for routines to follow or coaches to work with. So if you know your stuff and you can support competitors in their training and their prep, you could start a membership or a coaching business that supports these competitors as they go through this process. Here's a really cool example. This is Corey Fit on Instagram. She makes these super in-depth videos breaking down training methods, nutrition, and supplementation. And not to mention, she has a membership that you can join if you want to get more in-depth info if you're a competitor. All right, number 2 in the health space, you could start a breathwork or a meditation membership. Now, if you're not into yoga or spiritual stuff, you might think this is a little bit weird, but actually this is a huge opportunity if you're somebody who's into it. For example, check out my friend Steve. She's been creating content on Instagram for a few years now, and she has built a pretty big following around this specific topic. And not to mention, she's actually done this pretty much all on her own. No paid advertising, no working with influencers. She's done it pretty much from scratch. Now, she has a membership called the Breath Channel, where she hosts guided meditations, breathwork sessions, and a bunch of other cool personal development stuff. Her membership is $10 a month, and the last time we spoke, she has around 2,000 members, which if you do the math, she's doing pretty well. All right, number 3 in the health space is a biohacking community. So if you're somebody who's into health at all, you probably have heard this term. It's quite trendy these days, and for good reason. There's a lot of practices and tools and people out there who are teaching how to increase people's performance, whether that's in a specific sport or in their daily life or in their work. One very cool example is this program called XPT by Laird Hamilton. Now, this guy is actually pretty crazy. He's one of those big wave surfers, but he has this membership that you can access all of his workouts and his performance routines, so you can hold your breath longer and how to do ice baths and saunas and all this crazy stuff if you want to actually be a better athlete or, be a better human in general. Very cool stuff. Now, what's also really cool is that he actually hosts in-person events, and he has merch, and he has all these other programs that are involved in his community. So even if you just start with that online business and you start to grow an audience around that, you can then scale out from there. Something to look into in the biohacking space is also to be sport specific. So you can actually help people train for a marathon or get better at rock climbing or get better at gymnastics, whatever that might be. I suggest you go out, do some research, see what's out there in that specific space, and then use that as a reference point to make your own membership. All right, let's move on to the wealth segment. So number 4 is that you can start a crypto community. Now, obviously crypto is all the rage these days, and there are a ton of people who want to, one, actually just connect with other crypto enthusiasts, but there's also a ton of people who are actually interested in learning about the opportunities and how to trade in that specific space. Now, probably one of the most popular communities is the Wall Street Bets community on Reddit, which is around 14 million members right now. Now, yes, this is a free community, but there are tons of examples of paid communities out there who are basically people who are supporting crypto enthusiasts to connect, or actually educators who are helping people learn how to trade in the space. All right, number 5, you can teach day trading. Now, whether that's in crypto or in stocks, day trading is a very specific type of investing strategy where you're actually buying and selling stocks over short periods of time. Now, it's a very strategic and precise process that a lot of people are looking to learn how to do. For example, trade and travel. So this was actually an online course that was started by Terry Ijoma, and she's helped thousands of students learn how to quit their jobs and have location independence, all through learning how to day trade. So if you're somebody who's super savvy with day trading or learning about stocks, you can start a community that actually helps and supports people learn how to do the same. Number 6, teaching a high income skill. All right, so I'm gonna block a few examples in this one, but if you're somebody who has a skill that you get paid for, chances are you can get paid to help others learn that specific skill. For example, photography, copywriting, coding, graphic design. These are all skills that people can build a career around. And not to mention, these are skills that you don't need a college degree or years of experience to learn. You can literally just get started online. There's tons of examples of this. For example, one of my favorites is Parker Welbeck, who created this YouTube channel called Full-Time Filmmaker. He has a course and a membership where he teaches creators how to pursue a career as a videographer or as a photographer or as an editor or all the above. Not to mention, he's helped thousands of students pursue a full-time career as a content creator. And in fact, I've been one of these students in the past as well. Now, there are tons of examples out there. So my best advice is that if you have a specific skill that you already get paid for, let's say you're a freelancer, then I would consider helping others who are just getting started in that specific skill. Idea number 7, you can start an investing community. So something I actually learned recently is that there is a big difference between investing and trading. Trading is a short-term and active practice of buying and selling assets to try and turn a profit to make income. Investing, on the other hand, is building wealth over a long period of time. So this involves things like buying investment properties, passive investing in index funds and bonds, setting up structures to limit taxes like having an LLC instead of a personal bank account. Now, there's a lot to learn here, and if you're somebody who's an expert at this stuff, there's a huge opportunity to help other business owners, entrepreneurs, or just normal people learn how to do the same. Now, obviously, I'm a little biased here, but one of my favorite examples is from one of our founders, Amy. She has a community called the Unemployed Insiders. It's a great example of a community, and if you're someone who wants to do something similar, it's a good one to check out. All right, finally, let's move on to the relationship section. So number 8 is all about dating. Now, there are tons of dating communities and programs out there. There are dating coaches for women. There are dating coaches for men. There are couple therapists. There's so many great examples of dating communities that you could start. The beautiful thing is that pretty much everybody either wants to A, find love, or get lucky. So if you're somebody who can help them on that journey, you have a big business opportunity. A great example for women is Matthew Hussey. So this guy blew up on YouTube and has a super successful community business where he basically helps women basically with communication and connecting with a partner. For men, I would check out this business called The Art of Charm. Both of these businesses are great examples, and if you're somebody who wants to get into the dating industry, I suggest you check them out. All right, next up is starting a video game community. So the gaming industry is massive, and there's a vast amount of gamers who are looking to connect with each other or improve their skills, or actually specifically get into like the strategy of gaming. One of my favorite places for this is actually on YouTube. There's a huge community of gamers on YouTube who create content, but some of them actually are smart and they create memberships for their followers to join where they can connect with other gamers and play with each other. My best advice is that if you're into a specific game, I would get on YouTube, see what those popular creators or those streamers are doing, and seeing how they're making communities around that game. All right, so my last idea is starting a natural living community. Now, the natural living industry is massive online. There are tiny house communities, there's organic gardening communities, and there's people who are basically learning how to raise chickens and keep bees and do all that sort of stuff. It is huge, and there are tons of awesome ways to build an online community around this specific topic. One of my favorite examples of this is this company called Fieldcraft Survival. They have a bunch of online programs, they have a membership, they put a bunch of content out on YouTube, and it's a great example of a natural living community. All right, so there you have it. Those are 10 ideas that you can start right now. All you need is a smartphone, a laptop, and an internet connection. Now, if you want to learn more about how you can start your own online business around building community, we put together an entire resource that has over 200 examples of profitable communities. It's totally free, and you can actually get it in the link in the description. So go check that out. I hope you guys like this video. If you have any questions, do me a favor, drop them in the comments. And if you have not already, please like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. But most importantly, head over to memberup.com to learn how you can start your online business and start making that monthly recurring revenue, which is the best kind of revenue. And I will see you guys next time.